Obviously, when you're talking about astrology and why astrology has a bad reputation, because astrology teaches that the stars control who we are, our identity, and everything else. And that is just not true. That is God who gives us our destiny and has created us in his image. So we shouldn't be controlled by the stars, but that doesn't mean that we don't have a connection to them and that we have a role in their restoration and relationship. So in terms of the planets, definitely I've engaged all the planets, looking to restore them to their correct position in relation to the Earth and the union of planets. I've been out into the constellations, engaged some of the portals out there. Now, the key is understanding it from a perspective of God's creation rather than what man has created in man's study of the stars, and looking to try and come up with a system that means the stars control us. So I would say when you're looking at these issues, you know, the Magi, whether they were or were not astrologers, the reality was they knew the signs in the stars when certain things changed. And, you know, in the past, stars have been used in that way. Now, if you look at Genesis and it talks about the stars and sun, moon, you know, they're symbols of authority and power. Even in Joseph, when the sun and moon them bowed down, you know, that type of picture. So there's always been symbolic significance, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's totally everything is controlling us. Now, there's a good friend of mine, Chris Carter, who has written quite a few things about this. He wrote a book about the cosmic clock and various things about the ages and how the stars, the Mazzaroth, move through the ages, and therefore there's signs and seasons that God uses in relation to that. But that's very different from being born under a star sign and that controlling your destiny. So I would suggest you just seek God for an understanding of your connection to the stars or planets and how you may be used in the restoration of all things in that regards. There is a good book, a free book you can get online, The Witness of the Stars by E.W. Bullinger, which talks about how the restoration story or the redemption story is seen in the stars between the 12 Mazzaroth constellations, which is an interesting read. So I'd encourage you perhaps to have a look at that. But don't be put off engaging the stars in the right way, but also don't think you're controlled by them in the wrong way.